get into the part that I like the most, which is the retouching. So let's go over, I'm going to take this photo. That's going to be a base for most of the tools. And I'm going to go tools by tools because it's important you have a good understanding of the basic tools. So I'm going to go to the develop module. And in this video, we're going to tackle the histogram and the main panel. I mean, not even the main panel. Just this section of the panel, which is called tone. Okay, so the way a histogram works, and I'm going to try to make it super simple, like I would explain this to a kid, is basically from here to here, you have anything which is here, everything which is dark, and everything which is here, which is bright. And so when you have a lot of data, this is data that's on the left side, it means the photo is kind of dark, which is the case here. Okay. And usually what you want is you want to have most of the information in the center. You want them to spread from very, very dark all the way to very bright. So like you can see, like the mountains right now is like crushed on the left side. The usual, and that's not true for every photo, but the usual look that we go for is to have an histogram that's going to be like a regular mountain like this, basically going from one end to the other. And which is really cool is that when you hover your mouse, you see there's different sections. Here it says black, so black, and here it says black. So if I move this black thing, you see it's only really influencing this section. I mean, it's moving the whole mountain in a way, but it's influencing all of that, okay? And then if you go next up, you've got shadows. So shadows, this slider shadows is gonna more focus on this spot here, okay? And etc., etc., etc. So I have a very simple way to do this, okay? Unless you're using a very bad camera or you're shooting with a very high ISO, so your raw file is very noisy and not so clean. What I'm about to show you is what I do on 99% of all my photos, and that is, check this out. Look at the histogram, how it's scratched here on the left. I'm going to open up the shadows. So that's going to move the mountains here a little bit, okay? And I'm going to bring down the highlights, okay? So now the mountain is very big here. Okay, then I'm going to do what I call my black point. The black point is I hold on the Option key on my keyboard and I click on the blacks. Now, what you see here in magenta and black is pixel, which is 100% black. If I go more left, you see a lot of pixel, which is 100% black. Now, I want my photos, and if I let go the Alt key, I can do it without, with seeing in real time what's happening. Now, usually, for contrast purposes, I like to have about 1 or 2%, I would say about that much, 1%, 2%, a little bit of pure blackness. It's always good. But check this out. Now, whiteness is the opposite. If I hold on the Option key and I go right, you see nothing's happening. But if I move on the right, and you can see up left, you can see what's happening here. It's kind of dark. Okay, now you can see. So what you see here in black, blue, or white, or yellow, or green is pixel which are completely burned. There is no more information. So meaning if I would print this on a paper like this whole section here would just be ink, okay? And so what I do is I always go like at the right before that. You can see the histogram. Look at what it does to the histogram up there. It's taking the whole mountain and spreading it all over. The white slider is going to be the biggest change. So usually I put it until the mountain here hits the border here. And now look what we have. Remember how we started. If you press the backslash key on your keyboard, you can see the before and after. Look how much we've done. Now, if I reset everything, look at the mountain. It's all squashed to the right, and I do it fast again. Open the shadows, bring on the highlights, I do a black point, and I do a white point. And by doing the white point, I get this result. Well, all the information has spread from all across, which is kind of what you want, okay? So now, usually at this point, what I do is, this is when I add contrast, usually a little bit. So remember, contrast, what it's going to do is going to take anything which is kind of dark and make it darker, and it's kind of white, which is going to make it brighter, okay? And then at this point, this is when I can, move the overall mountain. Look at the histogram up there. I can move things around, and it's just an aesthetic viewpoint, okay? Also, when you move the black, the black and the white like I did, I usually move them with the Option key first. I put this one at the threshold, maybe it's one a little, and I put this one at 1 or 2%, maybe like this. But then I eyeball it. I look at my photo, I'm like, okay, do I want it darker in the darks, or do I want it brighter in the brights, And I kind of like that. I mean, look at the difference. Let me show you again, backslash key, before, after. it did everything, you know, and there is a bit of info. I think I can push the whites a little bit more. Yeah, just a little tan more. I think it'd be cool. It'd be good, it'd be good, it'd be good. So that's all you need to know about the basic tones and the histogram. Don't make it more complex than that. Try my workflow of opening the shadows, bringing down the highlights, doing a good black and doing a good white. It works in 99% of the case, especially for cityscapes or landscape. Portrait is a different animal, and we'll tackle that when we retouch a portrait.